They are my children's godfathers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we are definitely family.
So, Marcel, what it, that's good. That because like that leads into a question that I want to ask you a little bit later. But for right now, I want to know, as a young man, as a 16-year-old man, and up until today, what motivated you to actually want to move away from, because you were singing by yourself?
I was singing
You
in
were
the
solo.
choir, and doing little solo things.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
What motivated you to move away from singing in the choir and then solos to singing with the WDs
Well,
and being the success that you are today?
well, thank you. The the motivating factor was I've always growing up as a child. I always loved quartet.
Okay.
Always loved quartet. Yeah, I can get into the choir thing. That's cool. Don't get me wrong, but I love quartet. I just love the style.
Okay.
I love that there's personalities with their lead singers, And at that time, growing up, you had the Mighty Clouds of Joy.
Yeah.
You had Joe Lagun. You had the Dixie Hummingbirds. You had Ira Tucker and James Walker, and you had the Blind Boys. You had Clarence Fountain. And in the '60s, 50s, you had Archie Brownlee and those cats.
Yeah.
And these guys brought personality. You knew who they were, and so I wanted to do that. And so when the local groups, the groups that were singing at the time, Sacramento Spiritual Five, the Reverend Benny Mcclinton, the Pearly Gates, and all these cats were singing, and I see these cats coming in, all of them, the nice suits and guitars and drums, and they come in, they spin around the mics, and you have that one lead. I said, I want to do that.
Okay.
And so at that time you also had the Temptations and the Miracles,
Yes.
and the cats.
Yes.
But this was gospel.
Yeah.
And these
Yeah.
guys were singing a lot harder than the cats I seen on TV.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to do that, and so when I got to do that, man, I was happier than a lark. You couldn't tell me anything. I was just fit to be tied.
Now that sounds like a good inspirational catch. That would have hooked me also, just the glamour. Okay, but now going past the glamour, going through that. Now that's looking basically through a child's eyes. Did you have any other expectations when you got with them of like to be where you are today? Did you look beyond the scope of the show and say, I'm going to have to give, I'm going to have to receive, I'm going to have to learn, I'm going to have to teach? Because invariably that's pretty much what you did,
That's
right?
what I did.
Yeah.
Going through the motions, if you will. When I first started playing with the group, I was scared to death.
Yeah. Okay.
I was paranoid. I don't even think my guitar was tuned well. Okay, and if it was, I just wasn't playing it.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then when I started singing background, it was great because I've always been blessed to have a good ear,
Yeah.
have that pitch, so I was able to get in where I fit in. But you had these men voices, in my itty bitty voice. So Willie taught me how to get my range up there. And then when I wanted to start hollering a little bit, he would try. He said, "I'll teach you how to do that." Okay. And so every time I go try and sing out my throat, he'd hit me
In the belly?
In the belly.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is a manly hit. I should have called CPS.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But you learned. But I learned.
Okay.
And so I was blessed to do those things, and get that information from them. But then I also noticed that a lot of the singers at that time did not understand the record business.
Yeah. See.
Didn't understand the business behind the music. Now everybody could sing,
Right.
but everybody wasn't doing a record and wasn't producing a record. It was they would go in the studio and somebody would knock it out, and there you go, you're done. I wanted to know more, and so I learned how to do more.
Okay.
And
that's where excuse me for cutting you off, but that is where, now you're at the point of where I want you to be at, because I want you to share with our listening audience that is a two-part. Actually, it's multiplex parts, but there are two basic parts of becoming a professional artist. There's the part of the glamour, as you said. I wanted you to kind of like jump in to see if you were where I went. I went from the glamour
Mm-hmm.
to then the true spiritualness of when I'm singing. When I'm joking and I'm playing, there's a Charles. When I'm trying to do something serious, I'm studying whatever, there's a Charles. When I'm singing, they all come together and they become one person. They become a magnificent, mighty tiger. So that's probably, I'm sure you got to
Yeah,
feel that
yeah. Oh, yeah,
same
yeah,
type
yeah,
of way
yeah,
too,
yeah.
in order to be still existing at this late day and age, okay, in your career.
Right, right.
But at the same time, the other part is the business aspect. And they are basically not intertwined because there are a lot of people, just like you said, that have the gift to be able to sing, or they will sing you and sound like mockingbirds, but as far as their business practice, they have none.
Right.
And those are the ones basically we'll see that as time go by, fall by the wayside. But explain to us now, did you go to school to learn business, marketing, or you from the, you, 'cause if I'm hearing you right, the older men in your group, the Willies, the Wards, okay, these were your mentors. So were they already doing, conducting business, or you went on to an independent source and learned how to do business with and for them?
They weren't doing the the booking per se. We had a booking manager at the time, Florence Livingston. Okay, she would do all the booking for us. But far as I wanted to know how to manage, excuse me, there was my thought process was that we need to know this. So I started going out and obtaining things, and I started getting around other musicians in the community to start learning how this works. And so I was able to educate myself through that. Then also going to school.
Okay.
Okay,
All
you
right.
know, because the thing is, and I would say this to any young person, any old person that's trying to keep something together, you have to educate yourself and be educated enough to understand the contract language
Yes.
when promoters are bringing you into a function, because there's been so many groups that stayed away from opportunities, not just financial opportunities, not just for glamour opportunities, but also opportunities to bless other people with their presence, because they were scared of a contract.
Okay.
You need to understand what that contract reads, and you need to know how to interpret it, because you can't put a lawyer on retainer to do that every time someone sends you something.
Yeah.
You know, so first of all, you have to be able to